Hi, I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with one of Taylor's 50th anniversary model guitars. This is the 50th anniversary 312ce LTD, and if this guitar looks familiar to you, it's most likely because there's also a grand auditorium version of this guitar, the 314ce LTD 50th anniversary, that we demoed a few weeks ago, and the guitars look virtually identical except of course for the body size, with this guitar having the smaller grand concert body size. 300 series guitars have in my mind always sort of represented sort of the best value that Taylor has offered. You get a lot of guitar for your money, and you really get a guitar that has pretty much all the features and the feel that you expect from a Taylor, and really doesn't differ too much from Taylor's high-end models in those regards, except for the woods that are used. And while there's something to be said about some of the higher grade materials that are used on the say 400s and 500s and above, these 300 series guitars really are fully professional grade guitars. I've owned a 355 12-string for more than 20 years, and it's been a wonderful guitar. And so I've always kind of had a soft spot for these 300 series guitars. So in the case of this 50th anniversary 312ce, the guitar doesn't differ from a standard 312 in huge radical ways, but it does differ enough to, I think, make it a distinctive instrument that stands on its own and that sort of increases the value that it offers. We have the sapele wood back and sides that 300 series guitars have used for a long time. Sapele is an African wood that's often favorably compared with mahogany, also has very much of a mahogany appearance, and I've seen other brands call it African mahogany, but Taylor stays with the sapele designation. The top is Sitka spruce, which is standard for 300 series guitars, but in the case of this guitar, as was the case with the 314 CE LTD, Taylor has used its torrefied wood, and that of course means that it's heat treated. Taylor has its own process that they actually refer to as roasting the wood, and what that process does, it sort of artificially ages the wood to where it essentially has the effect of getting a brand new guitar that has much more of the played-in feel of a guitar that might have been played for a decade or two or longer. It is a known fact that guitars that have been played a lot often sound better or improved from brand new guitars, and so you're kind of getting some of that benefit of the aging at an accelerated pace with these torrefied tops. And to me, on these 300 series guitars, it's a feature that you don't typically see until you get further up in the Taylor line, and a lot of manufacturers are starting to use this process, and it's definitely an added value that I think really adds to the tonal qualities of this instrument. Like all current grand concert Taylors, the guitar has Taylor short scale. Of course, it has the standard Taylor neck with 1 3/4 inch nut width and the familiar shape. We have the onboard ES2 electronics, and I'll show you what those sound like later on, played through our Fishman amp. We have Taylor's gold tuners on the peg head. We have the gemstone inlays, what Taylor calls this pattern. Standard white dots on the side. Typical 300 series rosette and binding, basic black and white purfling on here. One thing that I think is really cool on these anniversary 300 series is the fire stripe pickguard. Kind of gives it an almost vintage kind of an appearance to that, and the edge burst, kind of light sunburst finish of this helps as well. And the kind of darker brown color of the wood that we see, even where it's not edge burst, comes through the roasting process, which kind of naturally darkens the color of the wood without any stain being added. Another finish related aspect that is not unique to these 50th anniversary 300s, but that is noteworthy to especially those of us who've been around Taylor 300s for a long time, is that the guitars now feature the gloss finish throughout. When 300s were first introduced, they had a satin finish on the back and sides and the gloss only on the top, and now they're gloss throughout, and it really kind of blurs the line, I think, between these sort of entry-level instruments, entry-level in terms of being made in the primary El Cajon factory and really being part of the main Taylor line, and the higher-end models, where there used to be a little bit more of a distinction between the 300s and 400s and the 500s and up. It's really become a very continuous line through those models, and again, really kind of adds to the value and the appearance and just the overall vibe of these instruments. Of course, the guitar includes the V-class bracing on the inside, and I think it has that super balanced sound that Taylor Grand Concerts have always been known for. I think the V-class bracing perhaps pushed that up a little bit more to where it's really just a super well-behaved instrument, no matter where you play it. And I think this torrefied top might just add a little bit of warmth to the sound. I don't have a standard 312 CE here to compare it with, but I just think it's a lovely sound. I've been having a lot of fun playing this guitar, and just has a nice dynamic sound. Doesn't sound like a small guitar. Of course, this balance and clarity that sapele or mahogany guitars are known for also translates well to strumming the guitar. And I know a lot of people who use these Taylor Grand Concerts for playing more of a backup role, or singer-songwriters who use the guitar, also very popular in the studio. So I think the torrefied top might help increase the warmth that you get with that a little bit as well, and perhaps just having that played-in feel gives it a little bit bigger dynamic range. So let me show you what the guitar plays sounds like strummed a little bit. So a nice rich sound. Again, it doesn't sound like a small guitar to me. I think the short scale on these might help with a little bit of sweetness that you get with these instruments. And just overall a very versatile guitar that sort of lives up to the expectations that I have for Taylor Grand Concerts. And they have long been among my favorite Taylors in the line. And this guitar just really delivers in that way. Let me retune the guitar to DADGAD tuning and play a little bit more fingerstyle on it before we play it through the amp. So a really capable fingerstyle guitar, fun to play, easy to play. Of course, it has the typical low action Taylor setup and just a lot of fun to play, whether you're playing it fingerstyle in standard or open tunings, or whether you're playing it with a pick. So lovely guitar, the Taylor 50th anniversary 312ce LTD, part of the 50th anniversary collection that is out this year. Bunch of limited edition guitars, so if this is a guitar that you're interested in, I'd recommend checking it out soon, because when they're gone, they're gone. I'll go out and show you what the guitar sounds like plugged into a Fishman amp using the onboard ES2 electronics. If you're seeing this on YouTube, consider coming over to pegheadnation.com for our wide range of lessons and courses, not just for guitar, but many other stringed and fretted instruments. Of course, like our channel. And if you're already here on Peghead Nation, we hope you come back for more of our gear demos. My name is Teja Gerken. Here's the guitar played through the amp.